The NFL trade deadline once again came and went more with a silent fart. Nothing, absolutely nothing going on, as opposed to the big blockbuster deals that are rumored to go down. Blah, 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 all that stuff. No Deshaun Watson trade, no other big time trades, and it's just always. So the NFL gets a lot of things right, and there's a reason why they're the king of American sports, but I don't know how you can stimulate the trade deadline. Like maybe push the date back even further, because it used to be week 6. Now it's week 8. I guess push it back to after Thanksgiving. Maybe then you'll have more teams firmly in contention, more teams firmly out of it. So then you have more buyers and sellers. Maybe that's the way to do it. Otherwise, I don't think you can incentivize or mandate that teams have to make a trade, because they'll just make a stupid bottom of the roster trade. But yeah, it's rough. Now, the trade deadline for MLB, for the NBA, for NHL, etc., it's a billion times more exciting, because I don't know how. I don't know why they haven't figured it out yet, because trades are some of the most exciting parts about sports, any sport, right? And the NFL makes hashtag content out of nada. I mean, the NFL draft arguably is the most watched sporting event, the second most watched sporting event, and it's just a bunch of dudes reading names. That is it. But I digress there. Anyways, off a soapbox. Vikings obviously didn't make any moves because they don't know if they're buyers or sellers at the deadline. And I understand it, where some teams, they still think that they're in contention. They don't want to give up depth. They don't want to do this or that, but that's whatever. There's a couple minor moves made. Let's go through and recap. So the Chiefs traded the doctor, guard Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, to the Jets for tight end Dan Brown, a.k.a. the Da Vinci Code. This is the second tight end that the Jets have traded. By the way, Joe Douglas, a.k.a. White Suge Knight, just wheeling and dealing in those tight ends. But, the Jets do need some offensive line help in front of future franchise quarterback Mike Whiteface. And they have traded for interior offensive linemen before, a la Pat Elflein last season. Or, no, they just more picked him up. As well as LDT, where he took the entire 2020 season off to work on COVID. Respect. And he was active last night against the Giants, and it was the first game that he had been active since the Super Bowl. It's kind of crazy, but respect. And now he's going to the Jets. Clean start in the Big Apple, but really New Jersey, etc. Whatever. The Niners. So the Niners definitely need some help in the pass rushing department. They lost Kinlaw for the season, so sending a 5th round pick for Charles Omenihu. Wait, no, they acquire. Oh, wow. Oh, I know. Hold on. I'm reading this completely backwards. So, Charles Omenihu, formerly of Texas, he's a young up-and-coming stud, was a 5th-round pick. Nailed it. So they get Omenihu for a way future 2023 6th-round pick. That's a hell of a deal, man. That's a hell of a deal. I don't know why the Vikings weren't all in on that one, because the Vikings also need some edge help since Daniil Hunter is lost for the season. But Omenihu goes from the Texans, the basement, to the level above the basement, the main floor foyer, I guess. But Omenihu definitely could help out the Niners, and the Vikings will see him in a couple of weeks. Then also the Chiefs traded. So they traded for Melvin Ingram, and they know Melvin Ingram for a long time when he was part of the Chargers, saw him twice a year. And he signed with the Steelers in free agency as the Steelers look to replace Bud Dupree, but it just never really fit. It just never really clicked, and Mike Tomlin said as much as Melvin Ingram exited the team, and then they give up a 2022 6th-round pick. And the Chiefs, I don't know what to make of the Chiefs. Like, I honestly do not know. Like, there are obviously respect. You have to respect Andy Reid and Mahomes and Kelsey and Tyreek Hill and Chris Jones and Honey Badger, but they're not a good team. They simply are not. And Melvin Ingram, I think he's way past his sell-by date, but maybe he can provide a little bit of pass rush. Sure. And, of course, the big one, I don't even know if you can call it a blockbuster, because Von Miller is definitely starting to age out, and he is coming off of an injury that he sustained against the Browns, so he may not even play right away. But him going to the Rams for a 2nd and 3rd round pick next year, it's kind of funny where the Rams have been so scared because they've drafted so poorly that they just give away all their draft picks. I mean, Jared Goff ruined this team. But I do respect that they are going completely all in on the bit, trying to win the Super Bowl this year. The NFC, after the Cardinals got beat for AJ Green, thank you. It is wide open. I think that the Rams could make a big time move, and just having that consistent pass rush. You got Floyd. Now you have Von Miller. Of course, you got Aaron Donald. You got Jalen Ramsey at cornerback. The Rams are good, man. The Rams are a really, really good team. And then earlier, the Texans signed everyone under the sun. Like, every single nondescript veteran you can think of signed with the Texans this year. I don't know what Nick Caserio is doing. So then he flipped Mark Ingram back to the Saints as they're having some running back issues. Well, not really issues, but reunited in the Big Easy with Alvin Kamara as that 1-2 combination, sure. And also the Jets, after Zach Wilson went down with an injury, they're like, oh, we need to get back Joe Flacco. So he went from the Eagles to the Jets, even though they got Mike White. They got Mike White, baby. Yeah. Now the rest of these are whatever. The Vikings basically gave away Stephen Weatherly. Ertz went to the Cardinals, and Gilmore went to the Panthers. Yeah, how's that one working out? Great. So that's whatever there. But yeah, underwhelming again. Even though a lot has been made about the Von Miller trade, I don't see it. Like, now, if it had been 5 years ago, then sure. And if it had been multiple first-round picks, yes, absolutely. Then as a big-time trade. Like, if it had been the peak Khalil Mack trade, yes, but it's whatever. Whatever. This is a Geraldo's Al Capone vault all over again. It is. But your thoughts on our thoughts. Take a look at the NFL trade deadline. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.